Welcome to the fifth and final, again, the fifth and the final episode of our virtual celebration of our 32nd pastoral anniversary of Pastor James L. and Sister Leontine Hines.
We are your virtual MCs, Brother and Sister Johnson of the Lily Missionary Baptist Church. I'm telling you, if you have missed any episodes up until now, which would be 1, 2, 3, or 4, you need to go back and watch them because I am already looking forward to the 33rd pastoral anniversary so that we can do this again because this has been good.
Enjoy.
Heavenly Father, once again, a few of your servants has pressed their way out, Lord, seeking guidance and direction, Lord. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of this 32nd anniversary celebration for Pastors James L. Hines and Sister Leontine Hines. We know, Lord, that you're in the midst. We're thankful for all you're doing for us today and done for them over these years. And now, without further ado,
live on just a little while longer. Give on just a little while longer. Give on just a little while longer. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright.
If I should die before this is released and Joseph has not started preaching, just play the tape because Elise gonna go to talking.
Okay, Lily, sing the hymn of preparation, Down by the Riverside. Down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. All right, Joseph going to deliver his sermon. Okay, talk about believing.
Believing means loving people, giving people a hug, saying nice things to people. Hey, I did that.
Lily, you say amen.
Amen.
When I look at this band, I was like, when I got it, I was like, man, he gave me this band, but I noticed it had been broken before. I look at this as a microcosm of the planet. It's been broken before, but somebody mended it and then passed it on to me. And I've strained it, I've stretched it, I've almost broken it myself. But if I do snap it, I know it's my responsibility to put it back together.
Honestly, the biggest thing y'all taught me through life is that when life kicks you out of the gym, just remember there'll always be someone there to support you, to guide you, and to get back into the gym and go back to work.
Hi, my name is Basil Hampton. I'm from Jackson, Michigan, most of my life, 50 plus years resident. My dad was a pastor, and when Pastor Hines called me and asked me if I would be interested in saying some words, absolutely. You know, I've had an opportunity to watch the church grow. Most of my life, my dad been a pastor, you know, and he always told me, don't hang your hat on anybody that accumulates a lot. You find somebody that be there for the long haul. And that's exactly what Pastor Hines have done. For 32 years, he's been here, and he's taken the church from where he got it to a level that, as a black community, this community have never seen. We have definitely become personal friends. I would come home from work and he would be in the house with my dad talking for hours, listening to tapes with him, learning etiquettes, how to deal with people, you know, and deal with problems. That's the thing I like about him is that he won't sidestep a problem. He'll face it head on. And that's the sign of a good leader, someone that will deal with issues, especially with the time we're living in right now with the civil unrest and different issues. I remember the issue with his son came up. Now it's a national issue. Everybody see it now. But at the time, he was the forerunner from that incident. It's an honor to be a friend of his. He's my mentor. I call him on several occasions when things get heavy for me. I can talk. He's someone that I can talk to. I ride by many days. I see him out working the yards, the gardens. That's a sign of a good leader when he rolls his sleeves up and he's the first one in. Met Pastor Hines about 85, 86. A young man, promising, you know. He had a lot of avenues which he could travel. And I watched him raise his family. And I seen him give up the dream of every young man to buy the Corvette or the big time cars to dedicate his time to raising his son, his daughter, investing in his marriage of 32 years. that alone is a miracle, that two people with different opinions, different ideas can stay together. And then he, even before Christ designed the church, he implemented marriage with Adam and Eve. And then once marriage came along, he started after the home, brother and sister, mother and father, And then I look at his son, his daughter, how they're now giving back to the community of Jackson. And at a time when we're losing pillars time after time, he has so invested in his children that they are now able to make meaningful contributions. And that's a sign of success for any man. Met Pastor Hines, like you said, 85, 86. And he was a young man coming in, educated, coming out of Central Michigan. And he came in with a little different twist. He had the ability to bridge the gap between the black church and the white church. What do I mean? Coming up as a pastor's son, you had white churches on one side, black churches on one side, and he was able to bring in people from the white church in the community. A lot of people didn't know because it's on the east side of town, and that's not the predominantly black side. This is the older side of town. But you would come here and you would see, like you said, the Weatherwax Foundation. You would see different people, different priests. We never seen priests. That's like the Catholic school. But they in and out, interacting, meeting the people in this youth center. And all of that gave us opportunities to understand them and for them to understand us. And now, with the city in such a uproar with the social injustice, and he had a march here. And it was unbelievable, the people he had on his panel speaking to our community, understanding our needs and things that was happening and is still happening that affect us. And then the very next day, I had occasion to pass one of their churches, and they were rehearsing his exact message verbatim. And he told the story about the Good Samaritan, how other preachers were passing the man that was wounded because they had what they thought was religious duty. And all the time, the duty was right there on the ground. And he understood that. And I came over the next day, and he and I talked at his home, and I said, and I don't use this word lightly, but I felt like God told me to say, he that had the vision, let him drive.
Being confident of this very thing, that he which begun a good work in you will perform it. I am Pastor Patrick Jennings, pastor of the New Trevine Baptist Church, with my lovely wife, Sister Sybil Jennings. We're glad to wish you a happy 32nd anniversary. You've done amazing work, done great job with Lily Baptist Church. Keep up the good work, my brother. You know I love you, honor you, respect you. I want to give you a $500 gift to celebrate your anniversary, and my wife is going to join in agreement. Amen. And she's going to give a $500 gift also to be a blessing to you and the lovely Lentine.
Congratulations, 32 great years in God's kingdom. Lady Hines, I love you, I bless you, I respect you. I'm here for you if you need me. Love you.
God bless you. Dr. Hines, I remember one thing you did that touched my life very deeply. When I came to your church as a very young minister, my wife and I, you took us out to eat after worship, then you took us to your house, and you had us spend the night with you and your family. That was so touching. It was so meaningful. I'll never forget that. From that moment, we passed from friend to family. Amen. And from that time forward, I've seen you as my brother. I honor you as my brother. I celebrate you as a great pastor, great teacher, great preacher, great leader of the flock, a man with a heart for young people, a heart for the elderly, a heart for the community, a blessed man with a blessed vision and blessed ministry. But most of all, you're my brother, and I cherish you, and I cherish Sister Hines as our family. And remember, for you, the best is yet to come. Amen. God bless you.
What can I say? Brother and Sister Hines, the leaders that God has placed there in Jackson, Michigan, at the Lily Church. Oh my God, what great things God has wrought through these very, 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 very fine people. I pray that their day will be a day of reflecting on what God has done and a day of expectation of what God will do. I know Brother Hines to be a true believer and a man that believes in the miraculous powers of God and that God can do anything because He is the Almighty God, not just a mighty God. God bless you. Have a great celebration of both your time there at the Lily and in that great marriage that God put together. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Russell Davis. You may not recognize me, but this is now my new normal. And that brings me to this anniversary. Pastor Hines, Sister Hines, Lily Missionary Baptist Church. Wow. I raised my kids there. I was raised there. And it's been an extreme time. And as time moves on, so must some of us. And so, but God bless you. We love you. We celebrate with you. Amen.
Earlier, in one of the earlier clips, you mentioned working at your father's shop, saving money, and then before leaving, you walked into the church and gave it all away. And I can recall also that you've mentioned to us before waking up and saying that, God told you to give all your money away. So I'm just curious to know, why is it that you all give so much?
Well, I can say because I was raised by giving people. My parents would bring people who needed shelter into our home and ask us to get out of our beds and sleep on the floor so they would have beds. When I was in Jackson one time, I shall never forget, when my car broke down, the strangers gave me a ride. And then when I was driving Robert car down the road, that was a couple who had got hijacked and their car was taken. And it was blizzarding outside. And I pulled over, and at this time they was like, don't pick up hitchhikers. And I picked up a couple and found out they had a little baby. And I drove them all the way to my parents' home because their car had got hijacked from them picking up a hijacker. And a week later, I went back to Ben Harbor. I got home early. That couple was still at my parents' house in my mother and father pajamas, eating breakfast at the table. And I was just blown away. There was a white couple, a young white couple, and my mother was feeding the baby and go, James, come here, look at this little tot. And I'll never forget, my family fell in love in giving. And so it was birthed in me through my parents. I've only seen one way. I only stand one way. I've never been in love with money, so it was always easy for me to give it, and it was a testament to me how God was building my faith to bless me. I'm a man that really understands the concept of a seed. You get one ear of corn. You can take one kernel of corn off and plant it. It'll come up with a stalk of corn, 8 kernels, 264 seeds on a cob from one seed. And when you really understand the process of giving, you will love to give not because of the reward, but because the master said it's better to give than it is to receive.
Now for me, I learned early on that my husband is a very liberal giver. And you asked earlier, Sister Johnson, some things that I experienced in my childhood that you thought prepared me for being the First Lady. One of those things was the way my mother esteemed my father. And she made it very clear to my sister and I that he was the covering of our household. Now, those are not the words that she used. These were the words that she used, and I quote, whatever your father says goes.
She used those same words.
And so I learned that my husband is my covering, and that is how we structured our household. So understanding that he's a very liberal giver and understanding how God was honing the spiritual gift of giving that he has, because anybody, I would think, that watches him that's a member of Lily, you understand that he gives at a different level. It's a spiritual gift for him. And 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, speaks about spiritual gifts. And one of them says, if you're a giver, then give liberally. So in recognizing that he's got the spiritual gift of giving and understanding that he's the covering of our household, because that's how I was trained and it's in line with the scripture, I've always supported his giving. He'll ask, how much do you think we should give? We'll discuss it, but really I'll just say whatever you think is appropriate, because I'm trying to support. Listen, God said if you have the gift of giving, then give liberally. So give liberally. And we have never experienced, God knows, I can't think of a time where we had a shortage to the point where, we didn't have food or we couldn't pay a bill. We've just not had that. He's always provided, and I'm so thankful for that. So when he says to me that he wants to give an amount that might be in the eyes of other people be excessive, God just made me such that it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Not that I don't know that it's a sacrifice. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I try not to get in the way of what I truly believe is a spiritual gift God has given me.
I do want to add this. Satan will test you, make you find out if you are authentic or not. And what I mean, I can remember the church, when I would have evangelists in, the church would want to give them $25 a night, $125 a week. And God would tell me, take my consumer's power check that I would get every 2 weeks, $636, and sign the check. Don't cash the check. Sign the back of the check and give it to the preacher. I did that for the first 5 years of revival, 2 times a year. And then when the Spirit broke the church from its smallness, they was on board, let's pay the evangelists. And I can remember one night, a very gifted, beloved friend of mine, he's gone home to be with the Lord, the late Jerome Kirby. 2 statements was made that night that challenged my gift in giving by trying to hurt my spirit. The first time, it was the offering had got up to about $1,800 for the week, and I had always made it clear, whatever we take up, we give to the speaker. We encounter the hotel bill from the church treasury. Now, I was at that time making $300 a week. The offering was about $1,800, and one of the brothers said, let's take money out of the general treasury and make it $2,000 because the preacher is worth it. Isn't that right, Pastor Hines? I agreed with it. But I thought about, well, what am I worth? And we went down to eat. And we was eating. And Jerome Kirby loved me. And I knew when he loved me. We were sitting beside each other. And another brother says, Pastor Kirby, you're the greatest preacher I ever heard. And Kirby reached under the table and grabbed my hand and said, no, that's the last sermon you ever heard. That's the greatest, why I'm the greatest. But wait till Hines preach Sunday. And I can remember leaving that Friday from that fellowship feeling small and not honorable. And I go, man, they will ask everybody to get $2,000 for a guy to preach 5 days, and I've been working 7, and they don't care. They wouldn't pay me some Sundays. That's the other part about it. But I held steadfast, and the scripture that comes to mind is Luke 8:15. And seed fell among good ground. The good ground is those that heard it, believed it, and kept it, and bear fruit through patience. See, your fruit-bearing years come sometime under test. Will you have patience to keep bearing it? And when I look back now on, God has sent a man just the other day, all the way down from Lansing, gave me 2 checks, and then says, Pastor Hines, I'm glad to give you these $100 bills. I was headed to the bank to get some money because God told me to give this man $500 who had came to help me to take down rims in the back that took all of 20 minutes. But I done what the Spirit says to do. And when I was on my way to the bank, God was sending a man to bring me $1,500 because I had said, yes, Lord. And it's not children, don't get me wrong. It ain't got nothing to do with the reward. I've always been in love with just having the privilege of making my Father believe I wanted to please him. And I still stand on that's the difference between me and so others. It's not the reward. I told my wife and her family one time, I said, see, y'all got it twisted. I'm not hand-picked or hand-packed. It's the pleasure of doing what's right. You can't change my motive. I'm addicted. Dr. Sampson out of Texas came and preached a sermon. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to doing good. When you addicted to something, it's gonna take a lot to stop you. And so when I think about that, I like doing what the Father said to do.
Hi, my name is Dale Robert, and I have a State Farm Insurance office in Napoleon. I first met Pastor Hines, who we affectionately called Jimmy, several years ago when I was asked to sit on the Hearst Advisory Council. Jimmy's been on our board for 20 plus years. He's been an amazing impact to our entire community. Through the Lilly Mission Center and through his personal involvement, he has done some amazing things. I first off want to thank Jimmy for the great friendship we've had. I look forward to all the years coming ahead that we're going to work together. And one of these days I'm going to get you up fly fishing that we always promised. And congratulations on all your years of ministry and your marriage. Congratulations.
Congratulations and happy 32 years of wedded bliss and ministry. And so I just wish you well. I know you've touched the community and really connected with the community. So thank you so much.
Greetings to all in attendance today to celebrate a great occasion. I'm Gerald Johnson Jr., owner and director of the House of Johnson Funeral Home. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Pastor Hines and First Lady Hines on their 32 years of service to the Lord and to each other. You stand as a shining example of what God can do when you put Him first. Congratulations as you continue in your ministry and marriage. We will be honoring you both with a donation of our appreciation. Gerald Johnson Jr., CEO, the House of Johnson Funeral Home.
Reverend Hines, Kevin Lavery here with Specialty Eye Institute. It's been my honor and privilege to know you for darn near 32 years. We met first when you had this crazy idea to build a big addition to the Lilly Missions and teach and house and sculpt kids and give them more hope. And since then, I've had the honor and pleasure of working with you as an ambassador and an advisor to the Hearst Foundation. And I've always appreciated your counsel, your insight, and your passion for getting things done, your passion for people, certainly your family. Leontine, God bless you for your marriage of 32 years, but all the kids and lives that you have touched and made better, I being one of them. I seek your counsel and I appreciate all you've done for our community, all that you continue to do, that you still live every day with passion and wanting to make this a better place, a place for the Lord, a place for all of us to celebrate.
Hello, my name is Lamar Selby and I go to Greater Bible Way Temple. And I don't have enough time to express my love and my appreciation, my gratitude and my respect for Pastor Hines and Lady Hines. From them providing the leadership and a safe place for the children of the community to come here during the Halloween season, feeding them with all that good cooking. My kids would eat so good that they would come home, they would not even bring me a plate because the food be that good. From providing the leadership for the City Revival, bringing in good names like Marvin Sapp, which I really, really enjoyed, and also providing the leadership with our finances, helping us be more wiser in managing our money. And I really, really appreciate that. And also providing the leadership during the time of protest, helping keeping our city safe, doing all of this crazy that's going on in the world. So he stepped up and helped our city. And so I want to appreciate and show my gratitude towards the Hines family, Pastor Hines and Lady Hines. Love you, and may the Lord bless you with many, many, many more years.
Good evening. This is Real Talk. First of all, I want to wish Pastor Hines and the First Lady a happy 32nd anniversary. Now I want to talk a little bit about the blessing that I received from talking to Pastor Hines about investments. You know, when I initially talked to him about investments, it was kind of new to me. He told me about investing in things that you use. Start out investing in things that you use every day. Harley, Ford. When I bought the Harley stock, it was trading at $19 a share. Now it's over $27 a share. So right off the rip, that's $8 plus a share that I've earned off of that. Ford the same way. Delta the same way. Delta was at $9. It's trading at $26 right now. You know, just a blessing. He also told me about not investing a set dollar amount, but rather a percentage. So I've done a percentage. So when I get a promotion, you know, some type of raise, a monetary increase, by changing my investments from a set dollar amount to a percentage, my investments go up. They keep up with inflation. You know, Money Ministries was named Real Talk. This has been Real Talk. Thank you for watching.
Congratulations, Pastor Hines, Sister Hines. This is Sister Ruth wishing you the happiest anniversary ever. It was great working with you, and it still is great, and we got to get the show back on the road.
Hi, my name is Jack Gibson. I'm from St. Joe, Michigan, and I met Pastor Hines about 5 years ago when we had our inaugural award ceremony where we were giving away the check from Herbalife Nutrition Family Foundation to the Lilly Mission Center. And I remember, you know, our first conversation like it was yesterday. You know, we had this immediate connection with, you know, Cleveland sports and basketball, and he's, you know, grew up in Benton Harbor, which is right in our backyard, and I just knew that right from the beginning. I love Pastor Hines. I love what he stood for, and it's been such a blessing over the years to have this kind of friendship and be able to have someone that I can always turn to whenever I need any encouraging words or any type of motivation. So inspired by what Pastor Hines has done, from, you know, going out, you know, and it's back in this field right here and cutting down trees with his bare hands and creating this incredible, you know, building an organization that blesses children that, you know, are disadvantaged. And we're so grateful to be able to have the partnership where we're able to give back and pour into Pastor Hines and pour into this organization and help these young children to have better futures and better lives. So ton of admiration and respect and love for Pastor Hines and all that he stands for. Thank you for all that you've done over the years. Your service of 32 years is just incredible. And, you know, God has truly blessed you with fulfillment. And not only fulfillment, now we're seeing obviously some incredible success. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity just to share a few words about my good friend, Pastor Hines.
Hello, my name is Tim Hartley, and I am a licensed funeral director at Patience Montgomery Funeral Home. And I want to congratulate Pastor Hines for his 32 years of serving the Jackson community, Lilly Baptist Church. And we've spent many good times together after funerals, during funerals, having to pick up his children, leaving the cemetery in a hurry so we could go to the school, pick the children up, sometimes in the hearse, and bring them home or to the bus stop. So I just appreciate working with Pastor Hines, with Sister Hines, and congratulations on their 32 years of marriage and serving the Jackson community.
Happy anniversary to Pastor and Mrs. Hines. We hope you have a fantastic celebration. We want to thank you for all the blessings that you've brought our community, and thanks to all the blessings that you've brought to my family and to our company. We really appreciate it. We really feel blessed to have you here, and we hope you are enjoying the blessings of the day on your anniversary.
Thank you, Pastor Hines, and thank you, Mrs. Hines. Happy anniversary, and thank you for putting up with Reverend Hines for all these years. We hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for all you've done for Jackson and for us.
With the Lily Missionary Baptist Church, you had a purpose for it, but at the same time, there's the Lily Mission Center. You know, since we're talking about kids, you know, if you would just, you know, pair them together and just kind of give us a little history on that.
Well, as you can hear, the conversation was all about young men.
Mm-hmm.
Rita Brown and Montreal Baldwin really gave the labor pains to the birth of the Lily Mission Center. One day I was coming out of my house, 1919 Briarcliff, and Rita and Montreal must have been about 16, 17, old enough to drive. They was coming in, and I thought they wanted to see Sister Hines, and I always had this rule, wait till I get outside of the house before you come in. And Rita said, we want to talk to you. I'm going, huh? And we sat down on my steps in my house, and Rita said this to me, I'll never forget it. She said, why you don't give us any attention, Pastor Hines? Why we can't come over your house and spend the night? And I go, y'all girls. And Rita seemed like she wasn't getting that. And I says, I'm going to build a place that y'all can spend the night. And that's how the Lily Mission Center really got birthed, so girls could be accepted and a part of the ministry that I was pouring into young men. And then I got kind of envious because the girls were taking my girl from me, spending the night over here. And so I started taking the boys camping, you know. But I tell you, when disturbance comes, it's giving birth to a ministry. And so that's how the Lily Mission Center got birthed. A really place for girls to be accepted and just mushroom into everybody can be ministered through the Lily Mission Center. It's what I call the center of the Lily Missionary Baptist Church. That's how God gave me that name. It's the center of the mission of Lily.
And with the mission of Lily, what about the purpose for Lily?
Well, God had me to work on three things. That was in the form of building. Build the church, build the people, build the finance. And each of those points had three phases. Building the church was first build the minds of the people to get ready to build. I started teaching a class called Building the Church. That was a book by a man by the name of Blackaby. Henry Blackaby, thank you. And then we used a book called Experiencing God to train the people the ability to see and identify that's God over there. And Henry Blackaby did an outstanding job in that book. If somebody go, why you go to church? They really want to know, how can I experience God like you? And you got to be able to cipher the Morse code in their conversation. And so I started to build the people by building their mind first. And then I had to be an example to them by taking that axe and start cutting the trees down by myself. I cut trees for 27 days straight by myself. And then most of the young men that had lived with me, that had moved away, came and joined me and helped me cut down the trees. And the late Tim Williams joined me. He was a truck driver. He drove by and said, Reverend, ain't nobody helping you? He had not been baptized and he didn't go to church. He gave up a Friday, every Friday, to help me cut trees. His live-in girlfriend, who now is his widow, used to bring food to us in the woods. And so the people was getting to get built by an example. And then the building got built. And then God told me, in so many words, build family. Teach the people about what is marriage, what it is to have children. It's not the woman's job to raise the kids, and when the kids become famous in sports, then the father get back involved. And so I would tell the congregation I was the BB man, the booger, bottle, and boo-boo. Told them, you have them, I raise them. And it don't persuade them not to say hi, mom. I'm still a witness to that one. But teaching people how to have family, what is family. Some of the young men, I don't care what trouble they get in, they say, Reverend Hines don't fold on you. And I tell people, when Peter is sinking, he don't need to be hit. He need a hand up.
Hi, my name is Milton Barnes, head basketball coach at Jackson High School. I consider it an honor to be able to sit here today and say happy anniversary to Pastor James Hines and First Lady Leontine Hines as well. Not often do you hear of a celebration, a dual celebration, and that's why I say happy, because the dual celebration of your wedding anniversary and your anniversary as pastor of Lily Baptist Church. For 32 years, that's quite an accomplishment in both areas, as husband and wife and as a pastor. I'm sure there's been a lot of ups and down times, but God has brought you together for a reason. And certainly I know you've been a truly big blessing to me personally and to many of the kids who play basketball at Jackson High School. I know you will continue to be a blessing to Lily Baptist for many years to come. And you will continue to be the parents that God has blessed you to be. So I continue to say to both of you, congratulations. I wish you the best, and you will continue to be a blessing, not just only to me, to Jackson High School, but to this entire community of Jackson. For what you've done for so many years, I'm sure there are very many people who can say so much more than what I can say today in a short few minutes. But again, I want to say thank you and congratulations, and enjoy these 32 years that God has given you to be where you are today. God bless.
Nicoya Weatherspoon, the Jackson High School Girls Varsity Basketball Coach. We are very appreciative, and we are here to congratulate you on your 32nd anniversary. We thank you so much for your support throughout the season. If it wasn't for you, man, we were looking back in the stands just needing that support, and we thank you for being that example, coming out into the community. The girls felt valued. Thank you for opening up your church doors, allowing us to come and sup with you and listen to a mighty word that encouraged our girls to continue to fight on. I just thank you personally, just because you have set a bar on what community is. And we thank you for always being fast to your word, being true to your word. We support you, and on that, we will be donating $100 love offering to you because you do so much, and we know that it's on good ground. Thank you, and have a blessed anniversary.
Greetings, Sister Leontine, Pastor Hines, Joseph, and Elise. On behalf of the Nash family, we would like to congratulate you on your 32nd pastoral anniversary and your upcoming wedding anniversary. I am Richard Nash. I have known Pastor Hines since we were in the first grade at Boynton Elementary School back in Benton Harbor, Michigan. We grew our friendship from there into junior high, on to high school, playing football, running track. James went on to Central Michigan University. I went to Eastern Michigan University for college, and we were both in each other's weddings. We have grown our brotherhood for over 50 years, and I love you more and more, man, as the years go by. Continue to do God's wonderful work, and I pray his blessings on you, your family, your church, and the community that you serve. I love you, man.
Reverend Hines, Davis Trozen here, or I should say nephew Davis Trozen, as you would say. But I want to say happy anniversary, your 32nd pastoral ministry anniversary. Fantastic stuff. Trying to think of my favorite memory of you. Keep coming back to, I think it was our 7th or 8th grade football banquet. And you talked about just the powerful story of, the steps that you took throughout your college and early life to get into ministry. And I just remember that being just so powerful during that time. And just basically what it amounted to was finding your passion and making it your life. And I know that a lot of young men in that room kind of took that to heart. I know I did. And just the impact that you had on those lives, throughout our childhood and into young adulthood. And so I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for just having such a positive impact on the community of Jackson and beyond. And just want to say thank you and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Hi, this is John Willis. Want to send a special congratulations to Pastor Hines and our First Lady, Sister Hines, on their 32nd pastoral and wedding anniversary. I've met a lot of good leaders in my life over the past few years. About 7-8 years ago, me and my friend Manzi, we were working out at King Center, and I was going through a trying time in my life, and the guys were down there, and they really lifted me up, really made me feel really well. Pastor Hines started stopping through. He would stop through and he would throw these little nuggets out for us, like, pray like it depends on God, work like it depends on you. He would throw other little things out. The squeakiest wheel get the oils. You guys know Pastor Hines. He was always throw these little things out. I hear a lot of people. I've had a lot of good mentors in my life, but the thing that stood out more to me wasn't what he was saying. It was what he was doing. Every day he came down, he had this necklace on. And I've seen a lot of pastors, a lot of jewelry. But this necklace said, #1, Dad. That was impressive to me. That's who he was. That's what he talked about. Through all of our workouts, every morning, we had to hear about Leontine, JoJo, Joseph, and Lily. Every single morning with Pastor Hines. But it was a benefit to me. It was a blessing to me. It taught me the importance of family. He emphasized some things that I learned from my own personal pastors and other people throughout my life. And he was a really, really good example for us. Been a really, really great friend. We'd just like to say to you from the heart, Pastor Hines, Sister Hines, congratulations. Many blessings to you. We're pledging $250 from our family to you. May God bless you.
Congratulations, Pastor Hines and family. Just want you to know how much you are loved and appreciated. And congratulations on your anniversary. You have been using your God-given gifts in so many wonderful ways to lead the Jackson community, and really admire you as a husband, as a father, and as a leader. And we are so grateful to be called friends. And just wanted to say congratulations to you and this anniversary that you're celebrating.
Hello, I want to congratulate Pastor Hines and First Lady on 32 years of pastoral and 32 years of marriage. I also want to pledge $250 as a gift for that accomplishment. Also, I want to personally thank Pastor Hines for being a brother in faith as well as a brother in the flesh. Thank you. I love you.
Greetings on such a joyous occasion. My name is Ramsey Nichols. I'm the head basketball coach at Kalamazoo Central High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I would first like to congratulate Pastor James L. Hines and First Lady Leontine Hines on 32 years of ministry and marriage. Our families have been intertwined for some 60 years, dating back to the 1960s. My father, Wayne Parker, and N.L. Hines, the brother of James Hines, were very close friends. Pastor Hines was my track coach in 1986 when I was a freshman at Ben Harbor High School. Ironically, I coached his son, Joseph Hines, from 2008 to 2010 when Joseph was a member of the Jackson High boys basketball program. My family and I became members of the Lily Missionary Baptist Church in 2008. My daughter Kayla, who's now a sophomore at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, won the Joseph and Elise Hines Scholarship in 2019. Again, I would like to say congratulations on 32 years of ministry and marriage to both Pastor James L. Hines and First Lady Leontine Hines. And may God continue to bless you.
All right, how y'all doing? I just want to say congratulations to Pastor Hines and his beautiful wife. 32 years of pastoral on wedding anniversary. Also, the rims. He putting the rims back up over here at Lily Baptist. So Eastside about to have a new spot to shoot. Bring the kids. We always appreciate the love you show for the Eastside community, keeping the rims up, and always love, man.
Building the finance of the church. Bringing the church out of debt. And teaching them correct that watch your statements. Don't borrow money from the bank and say God will bless you, because that go against God's word. He told us not to be borrowers, but be the lender. And so God had me to take the church from selling, raising money, to teach them how to become a tither. Then I took them back in debt by borrowing money, and then I brought them out of debt by paying off the debt. And now I'm building resources, and I guess I have to build the people financially. I'm working on an endowment fund for the church, taking money from me and Sister Hines and crumbs from Lily and adding and putting out there, and assembling a team of young-minded people. I've got some lawyers that have come out of the church, the Heath Guffersons, the Brandon Gibbs, got some accountants, the Chanel Weathers, got investors, Joseph and Elise and Gary Poole. I want them people to be on what I call the financial board over the endowment fund. God had me to create 3 endowments. One for the center, one for the community, and one for the church. And all of them is under the umbrella of the Lily Missionary Baptist Church. And I want the next person who come behind me to understand you're going to take it higher, but you don't have to work with where we at. They all ready to go.
Okay. Well, we don't want to take up too much more of your time, because there's another question or two that we have. However, before we get to it, I really think you're going to like these videos. These are some people who helped you, and many of them were not even members of this church. Just people out in the community or different places like that. So they had a few words they'd like to share with you.
Pastor James and Leontine, this is Brad Clark. Congratulations on 32 years of bringing your ministry and your vision to our community here in Jackson. I am pleased to have known you for 27 of those 32 years, and over that time we've shared a lot of stories, a lot of laughs, and more than a few tears, and I feel I'm a better person for it. As a financial advisor, I can say that you have given back far more to your community and to your mission than you ever gained from your investments. I can only hope to provide better investment recommendations just to keep up. Thank you again for your love and your friendship. God bless.
Well, congratulations, Pastor Hines, to my new friend, and I have enjoyed getting to know you and your wife and your family. It's been a joy watching your son on TV a little bit during the event that they had here in Jackson. And the Lily Missionary Baptist Church is a great place, and I know some people there, and it's been a great deal to me to be able to talk about the Lily Missionary Baptist Church and Reverend Hines, only because for sure 5 years ago when I died, there was a parishioner there, Babby Mason, who you all know very well, and she sang a song with her mother, and it's God's going to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, and you will not have the room to receive it. And that healed my heart physically, and I believe that that blessing is bestowed upon you and your congregation at Lily Missionary Baptist Church. So congratulations for all you do for the community, and we are just so appreciative of the things that God is doing through your life. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Connie Humphreys. I want to share my congratulations with Pastor Hines and Leontine for their 32 years of ministry and marriage. I first learned about Pastor Hines 20 years ago through a newspaper article about the after-school program. I wanted to talk to him and was trying to figure out how to do that. One day I was in a building downtown, and I heard someone call out a hello to Pastor Hines. So I turned around and introduced myself, and that was the beginning of our spiritual relationship. He shared his heart about building the Lily building and leading the congregation, and he shared his heart about the after-school program. And I shared with him how I could be of service to those two things. He also told me that that day he had no reason to be in the building, but that God had told him to stop and go in, and that was how we met. My heart sends love to the rest of you who are listening as you are at this meeting today. I have always felt welcomed in your presence. I have also always felt peaceful and relaxed with you. 18 years ago, I was in a hospital elevator with 4 women. I asked them if they knew Pastor Hines and if they went to the Lily Church, and they said they did. When we got off the elevator, we all prayed together. Your service to Christ extends well beyond the walls of the building, and I so appreciate that. May the peace of Christ be with you always. Amen.
Hi, my name is Dave Dunnigan. I've been with Pastor Hines now for, I'm not sure how long, maybe 30, 40 years, whatever, and I've always enjoyed his company and his place of worship down there and helping him whenever I could. And thank him for the 32 years of the ministry and the marriage that he has, and he's so proud of, and proud of his parishioners there. And I just want to mention that, when my father first introduced me to him in Jackson, and he told me to help him out the best I could, and I've always tried to live up to my dad's wish that I do that, and I will continue to do it. And my son Jason and Joey, they will continue to do it. And I'd just like to thank everybody there. Thank you.
I'm Georgia Fatasic, and until this last year served as president and CEO of Henry Ford Allegiance Health. Reverend Hines and Leontine, congratulations on your 32 years of marriage and your 32 years of ministry here in Jackson. In 1998, when we met, the discussion was around moving the puzzle pieces of land around so that what was then Foot Hospital could build an outpatient campus, and so that the vision of the Lily Mission Center could be accomplished. And you were also clear with us at the time that achieving a good portion of your $1 million goal in building the Mission Center was also important. We were able to get you about halfway there. And the end result is a magnificent area that serves the physical as well as the spiritual health of the people of this community, and also began a neighborly relationship that enabled us both to accomplish so much. For me personally, the 22 years of friendship and love has been a source of strength for which I'm deeply grateful. Congratulations again to you both.
Congratulations, Pastor Hines and Leontine, not only on 32 years of marriage, but on over 20 years of ministry at the Lily Mission Center. I want to personally thank you for all you've both done for our community. I sit and watch, and I'm amazed at the impact you have on our youth, whether it's from a donation from 100 Women Who Care, or my own personal support, or sitting in Hearst Foundation advisory committee meetings and watching Pastor Hines, your input that affect our entire community. I just want to thank you and say congratulations.
Hi, I'm Ken Butterfield. I'm an investment advisor with Ken Butterfield Investments, and I've been investing Pastor Hines for, I met him over 24 years ago, and my investment advice pales in comparison to his life advice he gives me. So I want to say thank you for that, and congratulations to 32 years of ministry and your marriage. I wish you the best, and I look forward to our next visit. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Mike Cavender. I met Pastor Hines approximately 20 years ago with the owner of our company, Bob Russell. At that time, Pastor Hines made us aware that he was going to build a church, and Bob committed to donating the first $5,000 towards the building of the church. In addition, he made his son Matt commit to also donating $5,000 a year. Now we find out 20 years later that the church is paid off, and we paid over $5 million in donations. So we want to congratulate Pastor Hines and his wife on a wonderful 32 years of marriage and pastoral service.
Hi, I wanted to say how great it is to be here and congratulate Pastor Hines and his wife on their 32 years of marriage. In this day and age, that is an accomplishment. It really is. There aren't many people who make 32 years. It's so easy to throw away relationships and people, and just that alone is a testament to their strength and commitment to each other and to the people around them to lead and guide them. I met Pastor Hines approximately 25 years ago through a friend of his, and we didn't even know each other. And I met him. I owned a business in town, and about a week later, God told me that I needed to go see the pastor I met a week earlier and give him some funds. So I did that, and Pastor Hines will tell the story that was kind of the beginning of Lily Mission Center. It was before the center was built, and he tells me that when I walked in the door and gave him those funds, and I said that God had told me I had to give it to him, that was the word he was looking for from God to go forward with this project. So I'm glad I could be a part of that. I'm glad I could answer God's calling and listen to the voice, and we've become great friends since then, and he's been a huge part of my life. I love what he does with the youth in this town and everything else, but especially the youth. He's been such a leader and a guidance to them in the face of peril and trouble with our youth these days. And he's done so much, him and his wife, for the youth in this city and for the greater Jackson area. I'm glad to call him a great friend, him and Leontine, and I appreciate the time that we've had together.
Give on just a little while longer. Give on just a little while longer. Give on just a little while longer. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright.
Welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that 5th and final episode of our 5-part docuseries of Just a Little While Longer. If you missed any of the previous ones, I would encourage you to go back. Episode 1 was Lead On. Episode 2 was Preach On. Episode 3 was Hold On. And episode 4 was Pray On. And if you're watching this, then that means you watched episode 5, which was Give On. So, once again, I hope you all enjoyed Just a Little While Longer.
And Just a Little While Longer was the name chosen for this docuseries. Pastor and elect Lady Hines, they've been pastoring for 32 years now. And then if we count his interim time, we're talking 33 years. And they've been married 32 years as well. So they're celebrating that. If you're watching this, it's been released during the time of their anniversary celebration of August the 13th at 4:31 p.m. So that was everything was done methodically as far as the release and the time and so on and so forth. So it's been a pleasure for us to be behind the scenes doing the recording, capturing all this information. We were able to do it as a family. So as you see that's joining us right now, it was a project that we were tasked with, that I was tasked with, and we decided to collectively as a family put our heads and ideas together, and we want to thank all of you who sent in your videos to capture the information And the irony of it all is we were sitting down, I was talking with my kids and just talking about the loss of Congressman Lewis. And, the question came up about, who had or where did all the pictures or the video come from of during those times. And, even though the technology that exists now is not like it was then, we still had someone who captured it, and that's what we hope to gather out of this or gain from this, that we've been able to capture the information, the stories, the ideas, the teachings, and that came from you, all of you who sent in videos or came by and recorded videos, from all over the country. And those of you that's watching that didn't get yours in time or didn't know about it or whatever the case is, hopefully we'll have it for just a little while longer and we'll do something similar to this, because we want to have something that can go down in the history books, not the history book, but the history books, because that's what we've captured. We've captured it from you, someone who actually know the story and told the story versus it just being a his story, because somebody may have forgotten something or didn't tell it the right way that it happened. But when you send in your videos and your recollections and your congratulations and things of that nature, it really tells the story. So now we have it on tape, or on film or on DVD or, whatever the technical term is nowadays. We didn't go back to 8-track, but we got it. So once again, I personally want to thank my family for helping. We stayed up some long nights, trying to get this correct because we have a standard. Our pastor has a standard. For someone to do something 32 years, that tells you right there that there is a standard, and we don't believe in giving a minimal standard. We want to give it our all, and then those that have other talents and skills can come along and help enhance it. We're not afraid of that. I don't have a problem with any kind of criticism as long as it's constructive so that we can make sure we put out a good product, and we'll get better with it. I haven't gone to school for any of this. None of us have, but we rely on the kids because they seem to know all the little tricks and trades and so on and so forth. So once again, thank you for joining us for this docuseries. Hopefully you've gotten something out of it. Hopefully you'll be able to go back and watch it and sit as a family and watch it and get something out of it, and even for your own families, capture it on video so that your great grandchildren will be able to watch it and be able to see you other than just in pictures and still shots and things of that nature. So once again, 32 years, Pastor Hines and Sister Hines, we congratulate you. We also thank you for everything that you've taught and shared with us.
Yes.
Especially Pastor Hines, I know we spent a lot of hours and just some of those things that we get to talk about or you get to share that doesn't go anywhere. It didn't make the tape. It won't ever make the tape, so, but as a leader, I understand what you needed, how you felt, and now it's on tape, so again, congratulations. We know we've had you for 32 years. That's a long time, but in the title of the series, and we all going to say, we hope we have you for
just a little while longer.
If y'all know it, come on and go with me tonight. Well, just a little more track. Oh, my, my, my. Oh, my, my, my. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Listen.